Welcome into The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols. I'm here with Zach Lowe, Paul Pierce. Just incredibly sad news with the passing of David Stern, a man who oversaw the NBA as its commissioner for 30 years, moving the league into the modern era. Paul, how will you remember David?
I'm going to remember him as a pioneer of the NBA who helped the NBA gain the popularity that it has today. Before social media, he had this vision of growing the game of basketball into a global game, and he passed that on to Adam Silver, who was his predecessor for many, many years. And the game wouldn't be where it is today without David Stern. I had the honor of shaking his hand on stage as a draftee in 1998. That was one of my proudest moments to date, and he will always remember as one of the pioneers who helped the game grow into a global, iconic sport.
He's one of the most important figures in business, not just sports, in the last 50 years. An absolutely towering person, and as Paul said, guided the NBA from the era of tape delay to what it is now. Whether it was the Dream Team or anything else, he always conducted himself with the best interests of the league and the sport in mind, even when he had to be a little forceful during collective bargaining and things like that.
A little forceful?
It was for the betterment of the sport and the betterment of the business, and just like I said, an absolutely towering figure.
I mean, he was such a huge personality. I say a little forceful, certainly ruled the league at times with that iron fist, but also had tremendous compassion, tremendous wit. He was incredibly funny, right? And made everybody feel like they were comfortable talking to him, even if he decided that he was going to have the last word. To your point about business, my gosh, it's not just the games were on tape delay. Playoff games were on tape delay when he took over the league. Now the NBA is an $8 billion business. The average franchise values this year expected to be around $2 billion average. You've got players making more than $40 million a year in salaries in some cases. And it is a global brand. Again, the Dream Team, so many innovations. I also think it's important to talk about his legacy of what he has done for minorities and women in sports, because the NBA led the way in putting those kinds of groups in leadership positions, not just on the court, in the coaching ranks, in the executive ranks, in the league office. Of course, the WNBA was formed under David Stern's watch. And this really, we saw an echo around the entire sports world, in the NFL, other sports leagues. And I really, really believe that without David and his leadership on that, we wouldn't see those kinds of advances to that degree the way we have. He will be so missed by so many of us, and he will never be forgotten.